Hey everybody, welcome back. Last time we saw the GTR, I was driving it out to work and accidentally put in 89 instead of 91, and I drove it out to work. I think I got a knock in it. And since then, it hasn't been revving. It won't rev consistently. It sounds like crap when it does. And so I think I ended up bending a rod, but we're going to go ahead and do a compression test. I'm going to show you guys how to do a compression test on the GTR, and we'll just start diagnosing it there. And we'll probably end up pulling the motor and actually rebuilding it. But for today, just compression test. Stay tuned. So what you're gonna need is a compression tester with the correct adapter. You're gonna need pliers for pulling fuses if you need them. A screwdriver to get the cover off. Ratchet with, for me, an 8mm, and then also one for a spark plug as well. And then if you drop anything, it's always good to have a magnet with you. You also want a notepad and a pen to write down your results. I'm gonna disconnect the fuel pump, disconnect the ignition, and then we're going to open up the top here, and we're gonna pull all the coils out. So here's the diagram.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
I had to consult the internet, and this is what I came up with. Look over here, I got the 15 amp fuel pump fuse. So went ahead and pulled that guy out. Now that I got the cover off, you can see in there the coils, and this engine looks like it's actually been opened before because they all have numbers on them. So that's something to know that I was not aware of at the time, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So now we'll pull off the coils one by one. We'll pull one up, and I'll show you kind of what we do from there. All right, so I'm gonna undo this clip. Maybe. There it goes, got the clip out. Then I have all the bolts done, so I'm gonna pull this thing out. So there's your coil. Inside you see a spark plug. So we're gonna pull that spark plug out as well. And then we're gonna connect the compression tester. Okay, so I pulled out the ignition switch. Pulled out the fuel pump fuse. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this over, and we're gonna keep it on the gauge. I'll run it for about 5 seconds and turn it off, and we'll see what the gauge is reading. Read about 80. Okay, so what I got here, I have number 1, I have 80. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest, do all 6 and see where we land. I also thought it was worth noting, this is the spark plug. It's definitely burned up on the bottom, but it does look like it's clean, like it doesn't really look too jacked, but definitely burned up at the bottom, so these could probably use replaced anyway. So the numbers read out as cylinder 1 is 80, 2 is 75, 3 is 70, 4 is 75, 5 is 70, 6 is 80.
Oh, damn it!
So from 70 to 80 being the biggest variance, it's about a 12.5% difference, which is, you know, kind of on the outer edge of the range, but it is in a normal range. So got her all buttoned up. So compression test done. not quite the numbers we were looking for. I think on a normal motor, it should be 220 to 180 on a healthy motor. We're 80 to 70. Even with cold compression numbers, those are still really bad. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the motor and see what actually damage is in there. So it's unfortunate, but that is how you do a compression test. So that being said, I am kind of on a somber note. See you next time.